Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty interesting news over here, which is a lot of big kind of roundabouts, I guess, of the day when it comes to everything with the consoles, restocks, PS5s, new upcoming games, and everything in between. We have a lot of cool news in regards to brand new PlayStation 5 technology that's actually being utilized right now in the dead space, basically how they're like utilizing the adaptive feedback and the rumble features and everything else in between, which is probably one of my favorite things to go and see, especially for games that are also on things like PC or on Xbox and stuff like that, to kind of go and see like what kind of separates the PlayStation 5 version from all the other various versions. But as well, we also have a lot of news in regards to Dead Space, which I'm pretty hyped up to go play. I'll probably stream that up on my Twitch stream if you guys want to hang out there. Or as well, if you guys ever want me to do streams on YouTube, let me know in the comment section down below. I've been trying to bet my best to maybe think whenever I rearrange my actual upload schedule and do about 1 or 2 good videos every single day, and as well maybe working sometimes the occasional stream. So if you guys ever want that stuff, leave a comment down below or subscribe for that if you guys have not done so already. We have a lot of good news to go cover. So check out the Twitter, check out the Twitch stream, subscribe, the Amazon links, Howl links, and everything else in between. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. Let's go dive into some pretty nifty and cool stuff over here when it comes to the consoles. So very first and foremost, in case you guys missed it, Dead Space, the remake, is be coming out very, very soon. And so far, the reviews have been very, well, good. The Callisto Protocol was a little bit of a flop when it came out, but right now when it comes to the Dead Space game, we're seeing a lot of really good review scores of at least like a lot of 8 out of 10s, 9 out of 10s, and kind of one thing we didn't really see too much on Callisto, a few 10 out of 10s. Now, Callisto wasn't that bad of a game, but when it comes to this one, I think a lot more folks are kind of excited for Dead Space, and it does seem cleaner. So one thing to kind of note and push over here is that PlayStation literally made a blog post as of now to discuss how the Dead Space is tapping into the PlayStation 5 haptics and how they're using the adaptive triggers and doing like different types of immersive horror. Now, this is one of my favorite things, as I mentioned. Mainly because, well, the console does have a few little small separate things that does tear it apart differently from Steam or Xbox controllers, and some of the best games, like, say, Ratchet & Clank, utilize all of these, well, things. So first and foremost, we're going to have the developers go talk about how this is going to be happening and adjusting with the brand new Dualsense. So with the PlayStation 5's Dualsense wireless controller, we at Motive are able to be immersive to our players deeper into Isaac's thrilling journey abroad the USG Ishimura, across various events such as weapon shooting, asteroids impacting the ship, and necromorphs attacking. Haptic feedback lets players feel the impact as Isaac would. Our goal with weapons was to give each a unique feel and sensation to make the experience of fighting necromorphs even more engaging. Read on for some of these too as well. So you guys can kind of see as we kind of go through some of these where they have these same things like the plasma cutter. So you can basically steady your aim with the plasma cutter and then aim at the legs of all these lunging, characters. You place your finger on the DualSense controller trigger and push it past the required threshold to fire the weapon, feeling the weapon's vibration shortly after. The DualSense controller trigger then pushes back up, reinitializing for your next shot. So basically, kind of give you guys a viewpoint on this one. It's very intriguing because it's basically like if you guys have your controllers, if you got to push down, you sometimes get like that halfway shot. If you guys have played Ratchet & Clank, you guys know probably really well, or sometimes you use that to either scope in and then you go and push down even farther to go release the shot. And that's kind of the really unique technology they're doing with this one, the controller, because right now the PlayStation does kind of have like essentially 2 push down options depending on how far you go down. So what this is basically like resetting and allowing you to go and press the button to go and, well, change up the angles and change up how you're actually using the weaponry in the game itself, which I think is really cool as well. So also have the same effect when it comes to the flamethrower. So good examples that maybe you only push down a little bit, you get a little bit of flame. You push down all the way, you get a lot of flame. I can actually maybe see at the end of the day. We also do have these pulse rifles too, where a swollen begins lumbering towards you as you pull out your pulse rifle. To survive, you got to give it all you got, so emptying your remaining bullets, defeating the approaching threat. While you hold down the DualSense trigger, you feel it buck with each round fired from the rifle. So it's just another big thing when it comes to PlayStation 5 technology, where it has a lot of oomph as you're going through it. It's kind of giving you a lot of feedback and bounce and basically taking advantage of all these motors in the game itself. Then we have the movement with the haptics, or ability haptics. So when entering certain zero gravity areas, the players can activate Isaac's magnetic boots. Then through these haptic vibrations on the controller, you could basically go and feel the impact of walking through space, which is all just really unique, and I love having a chance to explore this from the PlayStation technology. When players use Isaac's kinesis and stasis modules, they'll get a similar real-time feedback through the controller too as well. So it's like you try to go and push this and try to kind of use the stasis, you'll literally get it feeling in the rumble in your controller as you're utilizing, which I think is actually very, very cool to see. And then also the controller speakers, which I'm not sure how many of you guys actually use in all honesty, but Basically, they get valuable gameplay feedback through the controller speakers, weirdly enough. So throughout the player's journey, as they perform certain actions such as picking up items, refilling their stasis, and using their locator, you'll basically hear these effects through the audio on the controller itself. So overall, it's been looking and feeling pretty good as well. And we've also gone through the reviews, and the reviews are great. Now they're saying like, boy, do I love what they've done with the place. They're saying the game is looking phenomenal. They also say it's been restructured to encourage more exploration, so it's not just like such a linear game of like a one-to-one. They're trying to like expand out the map and make it slightly better. I was trying to say it's not long until you start to notice some substantial differences. So it's not like a one-to-one game where it's literally you walk down the same hallways and then this game jump scares or whatever. It does seem like they're actually making the game bigger and better, which is also awesome because they're utilizing the console to make it nice, but as well they're doing everything else in between. So they also can say you can now shuttle freely back and forth between the tram stations, connecting all the different stations, which is interesting for that. You can also travel between certain areas on foot now as well with corridors, like those that basically connect the flight deck to the medical deck too, so they're also adding more on that one. And then as well, it's just a lot of cool side stuff. So basically they have a lot more stuff for you exploring the game and actually getting items, but also allows you to go do backtracking to access previously locked doors as our security level increases throughout the game. It's kind of like almost make it a little bit more of a Metroidvania type style game too as well, and it kind of gives you a good sense of progression as you're going through it too. So they're saying there's a lot of good stuff. Like it might be a little bit quick spoilers on this one, but basically they're trying to say like they have like a lot of really cool different types of mobs. They have a lot of cool different types of sequences too as well, and they're trying to change up all these issues that they had in the original game that at this point was very, very old. I mean, not very, very old, but it is a little bit dated, and they're trying to make the game overall way, way better. If you guys are looking through some of these pictures too as well with these early reviews, it looks amazing. Like it looks generally really, really good. The environment seems fleshed out. The game looks great. Look at how nice the actual suits themselves look like. It just looks like this is like a proper good horror game. Like it looks scary, it looks spoopy, it looks good. I almost want to show you guys some of these over here. Like just look at the overall details for the game itself. It just looks phenomenal. So all the initial reviews so far have been very, very good, and I'm very, very excited to go and talk about this and show off the game even more. Like I said, I really want to, I just want to play it. Like I never actually had a chance to play the original Dead Space myself, but I did go and see some YouTubers back in the day, like the Rad Brad, if any of you guys happen to know him, actually go and play it like forever ago. But like, just look at how beautiful the environments, the shadows, the game itself all looks. In my mind, it looks pretty good. Like, it's looking pretty spicy, even though look at the details for this one as well. Now, when it came to Callisto 2, it looked pretty good, it looked pretty solid, but man, there's just something special about this art style, the blackness of this. It looks very, very good. And there's a little bit of a spoiler over here, but not a big one. There is actually apparently even Dead Space will have a few different things too as well. But they have a new game plus at launch, which is always nice. They also have a brand new advanced suit, and there's also apparently a secret ending. Now, we're not really sure if that's anything to do with something before or brand new too as well, but they have added a few different things in terms of remakes and everything else too. So something to also keep in mind that there might be quite a bit more changes than expecting when it comes to the Dead Space and Dead Space game. Now, as a reminder too, we also did go and have the DualSense Edge wireless controller finally go and officially launch globally today. If you guys want to go pick it up for the $200, which I still think is quite a bit of money, but look at how beautiful this butte looks like at the end of the day. It looks pretty nice and pretty good. Now, I'm not sure how many of you guys did go pick up the controller. Would love to hear your thoughts and comments down below if you guys did or did not. I just know at the end of the day, I don't know, it's just kind of expensive. I'm sure it's great. If any of you guys did go pick it up yourselves, please let me know. They have a lot of cool stuff with the changing of the sticks, better details, but the one big issue is still the battery life has been a little bit on the mediocre side, which we've been hearing folks kind of call it a little bit more as a per recent. So if you guys did go pick one up, please let me know if it's good, bad, or ugly, and as well let me know if you guys are liking it. Now, to kind of wind down this news too as well, apparently this Hogwarts Legacy game keeps becoming better and better, where they have over 100 side quests that manipulate, funny enough, the main campaign. So not to go too much into the actual story themselves, but if you guys do go and do these side missions, and you do try your best to go and farm this game on up and enjoy all the aspects of the game, it does seem like there is a lot more to tie into the game, which is cool, because basically sometimes side stories don't really affect the characters or the story or everything else really in between. So the fact that we actually now have a chance to see this, and we now have a chance to utilize this, kind of cool. So it's going to be a really big map, a lot of cool character creations, a lot of cool RPG elements, progression systems, flying, open world, and this game is actually looking quite a bit better than a lot of folks are expecting. Now, there is still a lot of that controversy shape behind it too as well. I keep on thinking maybe my workaround is I might just go and rent the game too as well, because if they already own the game, it's not like they're giving any money for that one, or maybe do something nice for trans rights. I'll kind of go for there. But give me your thoughts, give me your comments down below, and as well, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch stream down below if you guys would like to go and follow. We have the Target links down below. We have the Amazon signups down below, and the HOW links too. And I hope you guys all enjoyed this video too as well.